All right, today we are diving into a theory of everything that basically throws one of our most fundamental ideas about the universe right out the window. It's called the S-DMT model, and it suggests that the cosmos, space itself, isn't this empty, cold void, but actually a living, breathing, fluid system.
So the whole thing really starts by challenging our most basic assumption with one simple question. What if space isn't actually empty? What if it's full of something? And once you start thinking about that, well, you're on your way down a pretty fascinating rabbit hole into this whole new model of reality.
So, okay, if space isn't empty, then what is it? And that question brings us to the first, and maybe the biggest, idea of this whole model, the very nature of space itself. And believe me, it is a radical departure from the vacuum we all learned about in school. The model gives it a name, the substrate. It's this dense, super rigid fluid that fills all of existence. Now, in this view, everything we see, planets, stars, you, me, we aren't just moving through space. No, we are the space. Or, to be more precise, we're disturbances within this cosmic fluid. I mean, this is a huge shift from the standard view, right? We usually think of space as this empty vacuum with almost zero energy. But the S-DMT model says, nope, it's the exact opposite. It's a fluid under immense tension, a substance that, according to the theory, we are literally made of. And this fluid, its properties are just mind-bending. The model calculates its density at over 55 kilograms per cubic meter. It's so incredibly rigid, we're talking 10 million times more rigid than diamond, that it can hold entire planets stable in their orbits for billions of years. And get this, in this framework, light isn't a particle whizzing through a void. It's a pressure wave, just like sound, moving through this unbelievably stiff medium. Now, if the entire universe is a fluid, what does that make our planet? So let's zoom in from the vastness of space and see how our own planet might be acting as the rhythmic heart of this whole system. This number, 7.83 Hertz, is the Schumann resonance. It's a set of natural electromagnetic frequencies that resonate around our planet. But in the context of the S-DMT model, you can think of this as Earth's fundamental pulse, its steady, constant heartbeat. It's such a great analogy, right? In this model, the Earth isn't just some rock floating in space. It's the main instrument, the drum, that's setting the fundamental tempo for the entire system. But a tempo for what? Well, that question leads us to the next layer of the model, the water that covers our planet. The S-DMT framework proposes a direct, almost mechanical link between the planet's pulse and the vibration of water. And this is where the model gets really elegant. It claims that the density of that substrate, that 55.17 number we saw earlier, acts like a perfect cosmic gear. It takes the Earth's slow, deep pulse of 7.83 Hertz and uses the substrate to step it up, to amplify it into a very, very specific frequency for water. And the math is just so clean. The Earth's frequency multiplied by the substrate's density equals almost exactly 432 Hertz. The theory argues this is no coincidence, but that it actually shows how the two are fundamentally linked. And this frequency, 432 Hertz, is described as the point of perfect symmetry and minimum resistance for water. So, we've connected the cosmos to the planet, and the planet to the water. Now we zoom in even further to what might be the model's most audacious claim, that the fundamental particles we're all made of are not random at all, but actually follow a hidden musical structure. The core idea here is that particle masses aren't just arbitrary numbers. Instead, the theory proposes they're like musical notes on a universal harmonic scale, and they're all derived from the Earth's fundamental frequency. And this is where the model presents its core evidence. When you map the masses of fundamental particles onto this harmonic scale, a pretty stunning pattern seems to emerge. Think of the whole numbers, 18, 19, 20, as the perfect notes on a cosmic keyboard. Stable particles, like the electron, land almost perfectly on the 18th key. The proton is really close to the 21st. But unstable particles, like the muon, fall in between the keys, which the theory claims is exactly why they decay so quickly. So, the crucial takeaway here is this radical reframing of matter. An electron isn't some tiny, spinning ball. In this model, an electron is the 18th harmonic resonance of the Earth itself, just a stable vibration happening in that cosmic fluid. Okay, so if the very particles that make us up are just harmonic resonances, what does that say about the code of life itself?
Well, for its final step, the model connects this cosmic physics directly to our DNA. This theory interprets DNA as something way, way more than just a biological blueprint. It's seen as a kind of fractal antenna, perfectly tuned to these cosmic frequencies. It's a compressed hard drive where all that so-called junk DNA is just deactivated information. And most profound of all, the model claims that every single one of us carries a full copy of the entire universe's operating system within our cells. And the implication of that is just staggering. According to this model, consciousness doesn't die. It can't. Because if every single one of us is walking around with the master code, the full system backup, then immortality is simply built into the architecture of reality itself. Which leaves us with a final, really provocative thought. If this model holds any truth, then you aren't just walking on the Earth, you are literally made of the Earth's music. So are the electrons in your atoms simply the Earth's song just played 18 octaves higher? It's a beautiful and incredibly interconnected vision of the universe.